Michelle Visage.
RuPaul. Andre Charles.
Oh, my goodness. We are back. We've got some special guests, the B-52s.
Oh, my God.
I got to tell you,
Tell me.
I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, when I was a kid, and when I was 15 years old. And then starting, music theater school. And then eventually I moved out on my own to Midtown when I was about 21, Midtown Atlanta, and was around all these bohemian kids. And all these kids, I was 21 in 1982. So all these kids from all over the South came to Atlanta to make a career in show business because of the success of the B-52s, because they had a big hit with Rock Lobster in 1980. So
literally they were the beginning of my punk rock movement.
Yes. So they hold such a special place in my heart, and have been friends for many years, and they're our guest today on the show.
So it's such a thrilling, it would be like if the Go-Go's were on the show. It's that the B-52s were just as important to me growing up as the Go-Go's, Madonna and Cyndi Lauper. And I'm talking about my youth, and maybe Journey I'd throw in there too as
How
a
about
singer.
Big Daddy Kane?
That came after, though. If you think about it, Pat Benatar, Kane came probably when I was driving, so 85, like for me.
Yeah.
Although I do like early Big Daddy Kane, but
yeah.
I mean, really, that whole album, that's the Private Idaho album, I think, Rock Lobster, isn't it?
Private Idaho
was the second?
It was the second, yeah.
Those two albums, I can't differentiate them in my head.
It's been a long time.
It has. Those two albums are the ones that started my punk rock movement.
Well, a lot of people know me from the
Love Shack
video. That I think I may tell that story actually before.
In the thing.
Yeah. But they're very, very special. And it's interesting. You live long enough, you get to meet all of the people. I think what you put out in the world comes back to you. So, having moved to Atlanta and started my career, and we, it was in bands that really emulated what they were doing.
Right.
Eventually, they caught wind of it and.
So maybe Rock Lobster was on. That happened.
Yeah.
Was on Wild Planet. Rock Lobster, I think you're right. And then Cosmic Thing maybe was the
Cosmic Thing was the
Private Idaho.
No. Cosmic Thing was 89. That was
Love Shack.
Love Shack, yeah.
So
was it Mesopotamia or I can't say that word. Mesopotamia.
Like the world, Mesopotamia.
Right, like wasn't ancient Egypt Mesopotamia?
All that whole. Go ahead, say it again.
Like Mesopotamia.
Private Idaho was on that same album.
Oh, it was.
It's I know this is irrelevant, but Devil in My Car, Quiche Lorraine was all on that Wild Planet album. That's so great, honestly.
So great. And they're still touring, and they're still doing the thing. And now they, of course, started in Athens, Georgia. But and we're going to get into all of that, But you did eventually get to meet the Go-Go's, didn't you?
No,
I haven't. You met Belinda on the
your
VH1 show. Yeah.
And it was, I've talked about this. I even talked about it in my book. It was the most disappointing thing that ever happened to me because she
you talked about it in the book?
I did. It was she was so rude to me.
But you know better. You know not to meet your idols.
Actually, when I was 26 years old, I didn't know better. At 26, I was like, I wanted to tell her what she meant to me. I tried to do it to Stevie Nicks too, who had wanted no part of it at the Grammys as well. But it's like when somebody, they might not give a shit, but when somebody affects you so deeply the way the Go-Go's did and Stevie Nicks did, and for me, it was really about the Go-Go's. I wanted to share that. And that moment was just like, that when Pat Benatar came on the RuPaul show, I was scared to death. She was incredible to the point that, after I had met her and she signed my album, I was at Disney doing, with my family, and she was performing in the middle of downtown Disney. And I walked by and she screams in the microphone, "Hi, Michelle!" When does that happen?
Yeah.
Pat Benatar is amazing. So I am sure Belinda's different than she was in 1996.
Yeah.
But at that moment,
you're different
it hurt
too.
me.
You're different too. And, I've told you many times, the best compliment someone can give me is to not come and tell me what I mean to them, is to look me in the eye and give me the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Because that says it all. Because I can feel, I'm a sensitive person. I can feel people. I know exactly what they are saying without them even saying it.
Yeah, but most people aren't. You can't.
Well,
assume.
most kids don't know. I mean, people get excited, and I know the feeling. I've done it myself.
Yeah.
I've been disappointed myself by people who have just hurt my feelings. And I think, oh my God, I'll never do that again.
No, and that's when I learned, and I'm glad because
was that the last time?
That was the last time because I think Pat Benatar was before Belinda. I can't remember, but when it happened, I just didn't gush in the beginning. I just brought my CD and said, "Hey, I'd love for you to sign my greatest hits."
Yeah.
And Neil Giraldo, her husband, was so pissed off because apparently they made some deal with them. They were on Chrysalis, and they were really upset that they put out that they weren't getting money on whatever. So he turned it over and signed it on the wrong side so it wouldn't play. And I was so upset that he did that.
Oh, because you brought him a CD that was issued without their consent?
I think maybe.
Yeah.
So Pat looks at him and she's like, "Why did you do that?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll send her another one." But like he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
You know that if you write on the silver side, it won't play.
Right.
So that's what had happened. And Pat was like very apologetic. And then Belinda came. And that was the moment for me to strike because I was like, this has been my idol since 1980?
Yeah.
Or 81?
It was 81.
I was a
81.
baby because they had been around since the late 70s.
Yeah.
The Go-Go's. So when it happened, it was like, this is it. This is my moment.
Right.
I didn't cry. I wasn't like, I've been around people who are shaking and crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't that moment. It was literally like, I can't tell you how much your music has done for me as an entertainer, you know, like that. I can't thank you enough. And she literally was like, oh, okay. Great. I got nothing. But I wasn't taking into consideration what her day had been like. Who knows what because she'd been through a lot in her life.
Sure.
Who knows what she was going through. But you asked me at the beginning of this if that ended. That was the last time.
All it takes is really a couple times, you know, and for you know.
Even Gaga, I didn't go insane. Like, so lovely to meet you. And some of our great guest judges, I have been really excited. You've been excited.
Yeah.
But I'm able to now control myself.
You know what? I don't say anything to anybody anymore. I don't say anything to anybody. Well, you know why? Because I don't fucking care.
Yeah. But it took you to get to that point.
Yeah, I'm old. And actually, I've met all of my heroes. I don't have any more to go. There's nobody I can imagine going up to. You can imagine
David Bowie was a big one for you.
Big one for you, but I'm trying to think of what new
Dolly,
person.
you got excited about Dolly when you met her.
Yes. But I kept it real and kept it cute.
Calm, cool, collected.
Yes.
3 cubed.
But I'm trying to think of if there's anyone new that I would do that with.
There's nobody new that I would do that with at this point in time. I love Gaga, but I was able to have a paced, normal relationship with her. But I'm not that person anymore. That also, that fangirling stuff started like really young. For me, it's musical theater. Like when I see Bernadette or Cheetah or people like that, those are the people that I really want
Have you met Cheetah or Bernadette?
I only met Bernadette on the RuPaul show.
Oh.
But for me, back then, it wasn't the obsession that I grew to have over the years.
Right.
So it was different. But I would love to talk to her because her career has been so amazing and what she's been through.
Have you met Audra McDonald?
I have not met her personally, but I revere that woman.
Yeah.
And that voice is insanity.
Yes.
Really it is. But there's a lot of theater people that I'd love for us to get on and talk to. And those are the people now that I like obsess over, but not in a dangerous way the way I was with Madonna for so many years.
So if you met Madonna, could you control yourself?
In real tea, I don't want to meet her.
Yeah, because she'd be so mean to you.
Horrible. And
she'd be so mean.
Horrible. And it would ruin everything.
There would be blood.
Yeah.
There would be blood.
And it would be the moment the hot knife through butter stuck through my heart. Because for me,
that's why you don't want to meet her.
Do not want to meet her. And I have a friend that works with her, and I'm just like, no, not. I really don't want to. I know it sounds like I'm full of shit. I don't.
No, I understand because the truth is when a person is enamored with someone, what it is you project your fantasy of them. You project your fantasy onto them.
It's not real.
It's not real. And the fantasy is real, but you can't expect the fantasy that lives inside your mind and in your heart to actually talk back at you. And you have to revere that. You have to honor that fantasy and don't not break that fourth wall.
No, because I've had many dreams this is being completely honest, of her taking me under her wing and being
Of Madonna taking you.
and
Oh,
like,
you are out of your mind.
yeah, no, over years. I mean, this has gone on since 1984. Give me a break.
Can you imagine a woman, her
83.
taking a woman under her
It would
wings?
never happen. It never happened. I always imagined myself being her protege, and like she's getting me ready. It's
A
obviously
little Eve Harrington.
yeah, exactly. This ship has sailed many times out of the same port, but I know it would never happen. But these were the dreams that I would have. That like I was always ready to be the next her or be her underling. And then I would have dreams that we were hanging out. We became friends. It was never sexual. It was always just like because she was always who I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Since that first album came out, it was like obsessed with her and everything in her style. But what I loved always most, it was not her voice. What I loved most about her was her balls.
Yeah.
Her ballsiness, her not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
That spoke to me so loudly.
Well, that is what really, what people really identify with in their stars. Voice, talent, ability, that is secondary, maybe even thirdary. To what the person represents. That's why certain great singers, I mean great singers, don't get a chance in this business because they don't have a platform to stand on. They don't have a voice,
or
metaphorically
something that
speaking,
people can identify
can connect with.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So many great singers just gone.
Great.
Great.
But that's why these TV shows, The Voice, The X Factor, all these shows around the world, don't ever launch stars because the voices are incredible, but the personas are not. I'm not talking about what they look like, fat enough, skinny enough, tall enough, short enough. I'm talking about there's no passion in them that you go, oh my God.
Because when we talk about Madonna, what she really represents is, and if you want to break it down, she is, and I've said this before, she is that mean girl in high school who you want to be. And the one that you fantasize about being when you're dancing around in front of the mirror.
Right.
Where the one that you fantasize about being when a guy asks you out and you go, really? I don't think so. It's that she embodies that part of our personality.
Yes, that we're all too scared to be.
Yes,
for the most part.
We can live that through her. And I think all pop stars represent these different parts of our personality that we are maybe ashamed to bring out or just too scared to bring out.
But that's why I get so upset these days in 2017 with people telling her, Madonna in particular, and listen, if she does something stupid, I'm not going to defend her. I'm a 48-year-old woman. Like I know what's right and wrong. But at the same time, I feel like why ageism is very real. It's alive in the world, not just Hollywood. Hollywood just gets the most attention because it's a very high profile gig being in the business. But if Madonna wants to dress like that at 58, why should she not? Who's saying it's right or wrong? You're saying it's wrong because you wouldn't do it or you're embarrassed for her.
Right.
But that doesn't make it wrong. It makes it something that you wouldn't do.
No, it doesn't make it wrong, but is it wrong that people give her crap about it? I mean, if she has the right to do that, but don't people have the right to talk crap about it?
100%.
Because our sexism and our ageism is inherent in us. And most people don't even realize they're doing it. It's like we're programmed like a computer, that kind of, those attitudes, sexism, racism, all that stuff.
Yeah, you're allowed to. It's opinions too. Yeah. Of course, everybody's going to have their opinion, but I feel like part of me is like, if she would I wear it at my age and I'm 10 years younger? Absolutely not.
Yes.
Would I wear it with her body? If I had her body,
Yeah.
I might just.
Right.
But that doesn't make it right or wrong. It's what she wants to do. I see every comment is, bitch, you are too old to be wearing that.
Yeah.
But like, why is she too? Because we made up a rule in our heads, in our society, that at the age of, let's say, 28, you can no longer wear your tits out or your ass out or your stomach showing.
Right.
She works out like a mad woman.
Yeah, she's working out right now, by the way.
She is.
Yeah.
And with that new booty, just saying.
And you talked about, I don't believe that's a new
100%.
booty. I think that she's put on a little weight.
She's put on a little weight. You don't put on weight just in your ass.
Right, I knew that.
Did I show you the video?
You did show me the video. Yes.
Find it again.
But listen, the reason people say that is because it makes them feel uncomfortable. The reason people don't like anything or want to come is because it makes them feel uncomfortable because they have a hard time seeing a woman who's in her 50s look sexy, I guess, or look provocative.
It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable for them.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't understand that. But then again, that's not me. You know, that's
you feel
them.
you feel more comfortable with a lot of things than most people do.
That's true. That's why I'm saying it's not. But when I look
But
at
look
it,
at Jane Fonda.
look at Jane
how
Fonda.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. She's got a flat stomach.
Gorgeous.
How does she have a flat stomach?
Did you ever buy one of her videos?
Yeah.
She still does it.
Well, but did you ever read her book? She talked about, doing the old 1-2 down the throat.
Somebody's got to do. Oh,
Yeah.
well, that. Listen, eating disorders are huge in this industry.
Yeah.
And when you talk about it, you help people. I've always been vocal about my eating disorder past.
I've seen you eat.
You have. You've
Yeah.
seen it. So you know where I can go when I'm not good.
Okay, we got to take a real quick break after that.
But let me just
uplifting note.
let me
say
finish.
That. Yes.
The point is, you do persevere. You do win in the end. You figure out what works for you and you make it. Look at Jane Fonda. It looks amazing. She has the money to do whatever she wants. And I'm sure she's done a little bit of whatever she wants.
A little bit? Are you kidding?
But and Madonna could do whatever she wants and she could dress at the end of the day. It doesn't affect us.
Right.
Let them be happy. It's not affecting me if Madonna wants to wear a bikini on a red carpet.
That whole industry of talking about celebrities, all that, the gossip things, they're built on the ability to talk about these people's lives to distract.
I wasn't even talking about those.
Well, to distract ourselves from our own mundane lives.
True.
So the people who have these comments, they're doing their job. They don't want to talk about their lives.
I ain't talking about people who get paid for it. That's a whole different game. I understand.
You mean
that.
the
I'm talking about
personal-
just comments.
Yeah, but listen, at the grocery store, I try to turn my head because
I love Madonna's new ass. I am so excited for it. Like, I'm here for it all day.
All right, we're going to take a real quick break. We'll be right back. Squarespace, baby. They are just revolutionary. I love it so much. And so many of our listeners have made beautiful websites with their Squarespace template. It's so easy. The drag and drop. And
You just like saying that.
I do. I love saying that. It's so simple to do.
Yes.
You guys go on over to squarespace.com. Listen, when you're ready to purchase a plan, get 10% off with the offer code RU. Squarespace.com, honey. Offer code RU.
You won't regret it.
Michelle, you like extra money, don't you?
You see me work in the corner?
Well, you should try Lyft. You know, the ride-sharing app that lets you be your own boss. You pick your own hours, and you earn up to $1,500 a week by driving your own car.
What if I have a smart car?
That'll work too. That works.
Okay.
It all works.
Okay.
And we have a special offer for you. Sign up today at lyft.com/Ru and you'll get a $500 new driver bonus after you complete 100 rides in 30 days.
$500?
$500. So go to lyft.com/Ru and sign up today.
That's Lyft with a Y.
Oh, yes. We got to say that. LYFT. We are back. Now, we've got the B-52s coming up in just a minute. But, Michelle, I went to the grocery store. Like you were talking about etiquette in the airport. I went to the grocery store last night, and, it kills me when people leave their basket. They leave their basket in the middle of the thing, and then they go and pick something up. It's a habit, I guess, everyone got from their mother.
I may or may not have done that.
I know everybody does.
You've never done it?
I don't do that.
You've never done it?
No, I pull my thing over to the side so that people can get through. And it's the same with just plain old civility. Even if I don't leave my car in the middle of the highway so I can go grab a gallon of milk,
milk
or whatever. I just can't stand it. And it's like
it's a pet peeve.
We're all here. Not even a pet peeve. It's just, why would you leave it in the middle of the aisle?
Oh, you mean I was talking about the checkout where I run and get one thing I forgot.
No. I'm not talking about that.
Okay. What you talking about?
I'm talking about people leaving their basket in the middle of the aisle
to go and get their thing
as a satellite.
Yes.
They'll go do something and they'll just leave it there.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's beyond annoying.
It's selfish.
It's selfish, and it shows that it's indicative of where we are today in this entitled society where people think the world revolves around them.
Yep.
And
I agree.
For this whole thing to work, especially in Los Angeles or in a major city, New York, you have to be part of the civilization. You can't be a lone wolf.
Yeah.
If we have a city of lone wolves,
that's anarchy.
Yeah.
So that we were talking about airport etiquette off mic because I told you I wanted to talk about it. And where it started from is, they call them gate lice, the ones who wait right at the gate for them to call zone 1. So instead of sitting and waiting till they call your zone, the gate lice are there and they're building a fortress that you cannot get through. So if you're business class and those gate lice are up there, you're like, excuse me, I need to get on right now. They're just barely making a little thing for you to get in. So I get on the airplane and I'm sitting in business class, luckily enough, and I'm sitting next to this older woman of color. Now, she had an attitude with me the minute I got on that plane. I don't know why. I didn't do anything. She was on the window. I was in the aisle. I had my headphones on most of the time doing my thing. Now, we were in the last seat. And it was a bumpy ride, but then the pilot even had them sit down and cut off all service. That's how bumpy it was. As it's okay, she gets up and comes over to take our breakfast order. Now, mind you, I wasn't going to eat anything. I'm a vegan and I'm gluten-free. I don't like airplane food. With that said, this is just the principle. I come first. I'm on the aisle. She's in the window. The lady says, we've got 2 things to choose from. You can have the cereal or the omelet, but there's only 1 omelet left. The minute she even finished that sentence, the lady goes, I'll have the omelet. So she took the last omelet. Mind you, that was my omelet if I wanted it. I didn't. But that in itself made me crack up because bitch was on her in 2 seconds flat. I was cracking up. But then my favorite part came when it got bumpy again. And you know that they have the water bottles on
yes,
right.
Yeah.
Hers fell into my lap on my vagina. In between my legs.
Okay.
She reached into my lap with her hand and grabbed the water out of my vagina.
Oh, boy.
Instead of saying, oh, I'm so sorry. Obviously, it wasn't her fault. It was bumpy.
Yeah.
But she just grabbed into my lap and grabbed the water off my lap.
Was she a gynecologist?
I don't know what she was, but she was just not having me.
Yeah.
Unless that was just her attitude in life. But I swear to God, I didn't do anything to her.
Yeah.
She was just eyeballing me up and down. I was like, I didn't do anything. I just thought it was the funniest thing that she stole my omelet. She checked my uvula. Well, that's in my throat. She checked my uterus.
Yes.
That's in my vagina. And
okay, so if you were casting this woman, who would play her? Anna Maria Horsford? You know who that is?
Younger.
You know who that is?
Yes, of course.
From A-Man.
Yes. I love her.
I love her. She's a friend of mine, actually.
Is she?
Yes.
Oh, my God. She was the only
her.
reason to watch A-Man.
Yes.
She was amazing. She's done a lot of other
And the
stuff
intro
too.
to the show. I love the intro to that show.
He was so sexy. He's
Clifton Davis Jr., but the song intro, it's sung by Roz Ryan, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah, but anyway.
That's another great sitcom that never gets mentioned.
Yeah, that never gets mentioned. Was it a spinoff of Give Me a Break? No, it wasn't.
It was a spinoff of something, wasn't it?
I don't know. Anyway.
But anyway,
so she'd
play
her?
A younger one with a tighter curl.
So a tighter Anna Marie Horsford.
Maybe the what's her name? The mother on 227, Regina
King?
Her mother.
Her mother. Oh, the woman. Yes, I don't remember her name.
Yes, I loved her. No, yes, she
wasn't.
No. She wasn't the one from Family Matters.
Her mother. Oh, that's Marla Gibbs.
No, yeah, then it wouldn't be Marla Gibbs. I'm messing it up. I was thinking of the woman on Family Matters, the mother.
You know what, Michelle?
I know you so well. Jo Marie.
Michelle.
What?
That's who I was thinking when you said that.
That's what you were thinking.
I swear to you.
That's how you know me.
When you said that, that's who I was thinking.
But Marla Gibbs was the mother on 227.
Right.
I mean, who can you forget?
Yeah.
Marla Gibbs. Isn't it Jo Marie?
Yes.
Horsford?
No. It's I think it is Jo Marie something. Look it up.
I'm looking up right now.
The whole airport experience is just so awful.
No, you said Horsford from Anna Marie.
Yeah. Just go back to this airport thing. It is just the worst.
Jo Marie Payton. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes.
And for
that hair too. Yeah. Gorgeous.
And it brings out the worst in people. I know it brings out the worst in
flying.
Me. Yeah, just the whole airport experience.
You hate it.
I hate it.
Yeah.
And I'm not making excuses for this woman, but I think it does bring out the worst.
No, it does.
Everybody.
But when I go to airports, because I feel like that, I try to go above and beyond to be calm, to be respectful, because I know that I'm about to hit a barrage of insanity.
That's right. That is the time when civility comes into play the most. And like I said, at the grocery store, in traffic, in the airport, on the airplane, we all have to do this together. We're not solo agents. You can't just do what you want because that's what you do. You have to consider everyone else.
Yes, it's just respect. Like she could have had my omelet, but she jumped on that woman.
Because you can't eat omelets anyway.
No, because they're eggs. But that wasn't even the point. The point was When she was looking at me, asking me, and the woman goes, I'll take the omelet.
Exactly.
And I could have turned around and went, what if I want the omelet?
Yeah, but
I wasn't playing that game.
Trust this, and I've said this about the Cheetolini, the giant toddler, is that whatever you put out into the world, that is what you get back. If you are a compulsive liar, you will assume everyone else is lying to you.
Right.
If you are a nasty person and inconsiderate, you will assume everyone is being nasty and inconsiderate to you too.
Yeah, she wasn't a nice woman, and I knew that straight away. So I knew you could feel the energy.
Yeah.
If you're coming off of somebody.
Yeah.
I know instantly when you're not in a good mood.
Right.
Because I could feel your energy. You don't have to know somebody to be intuitive, really.
Child, I was thinking about this morning. Years ago, I did the Arsenio show, and I did it several times in that first year of Supermodel.
We
and all
got
that
in the
kind of
audience.
Stuff. Yes.
They didn't have seduction on there. They turned us down.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, Cece and B.B. Winans was on there once, and I remember.
What did they have to say about you then?
Well, between the breaks, they had I don't know why they had a hot dinner smorgasbord backstage.
Ooh.
But I went over to look what the food was, and Cece, the female, I don't know which one is which.
BB, I think.
I think it's Cece. No, Cece is the woman.
Jack it up.
She, and she's big Christian, all that stuff. She and I was in half drag. I had on my wig, I had on my makeup, but I had on pajamas.
Right, okay.
Because we're about to shoot the show later.
Not to mention it's uncomfortable.
She gave me so much shade. And I was just, looking there, and she looked at me with this dirty, the look I'm talking about. Let me show it to you right now.
Yeah, Cece's a woman.
Here you go. I'm going to show it to you right now. She was like.
Yeah. She gave you that stank face.
She certainly did. And I was thinking about it this morning because I saw one of her albums on
and what a voice.
iTunes.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, God, that was that. And isn't it funny how religious people, certain, they can be all this kind of thing over here, but any type of tolerance or any type of whatever.
I was just about to say, isn't it unchristian-like to be so judgmental of somebody because they don't believe what you believe?
That's what I thought. I'm not a Christian, but that's what I assumed it was. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my assumption is wrong.
Do not judge others
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judge others.
Yeah, I got you, baby.
I am trying.
It's something like that, but it's not just a Christian trait. It is a human trait. And that's why move your damn cart out of the middle of the aisle. And actually, this motherfucker last night, it wasn't even in the middle aisle. It was in the how you enter the aisle.
Right.
And this guy was way down the other end of the aisle looking for, he wasn't even looking at it for a second. Michelle, let me tell you what he was doing.
What?
He was looking at
on his phone.
He was looking
and
at
he
his
left
phone.
his cart all the way down there blocking
it. Maybe, you know what? Maybe his grocery list was on his phone. That's probably
what
it was.
My grocery list is on my phone.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, move it to the side so other people are here too.
Can we sidebar this for a minute about shopping on your phone?
Yeah.
Because it's called on iPhone, it's called Shop Shop. Mm-hmm. And it's great because
that's an app.
It's an app. It's free. It's called Shop Shop. Each color is a different store. So like blue is Whole Paycheck.
Okay.
Traders, Target, Sprouts, right?
Yeah.
Well, I've joined.
Why would you go to Sprouts over Whole Paycheck?
Much cheaper.
Okay.
And tons of organics.
Oh.
The only thing is their deli meats, like the girls they don't have the uncured and no nitrates. So I have to go to Whole Foods for deli meats. But there's this loaf of brioche bread. This is so boring, but I have to share this with you. Loaf of brioche bread that I get for the girls for lunch. It's $8.99 at Whole Foods.
A loaf.
It's
$9
at Sprouts.
Okay. All right.
Same exact brand.
Yeah.
That's why.
Do they have that 360 store out where you are? Whole Foods has their
365?
365, yeah. They have that.
They have a store?
They have a whole, over in Atwater Village here in Los Angeles, they have a store.
A 365 store?
Yeah, of all their own products.
No.
Yeah.
They're really good products. I use my laundry detergent. They're organic, and it's not more expensive than you'd pay for Tide, which is out of control. And it's really, really good, organic, and all that chemical crap free. So anyway, the point is I've just joined. I was on a line. I go to Target too because they have a lot of things that are really good there. There's an app on Target called Cartwheel. It's separate. Now, I'm a mom.
That's a Target app?
Right.
Okay.
So what it does is, and Sprouts has one too, and they're all catching on. Target started it. So it sounds like it's a little bit more time, extensive than the average thing, but it's worth it because what you do is you go into the app. It's called Cartwheel by Target. You type in like coffee, water, baking soda, whatever. It'll come up. and you just add it to your cart. And by the end, I've done three shopping sprees, and I've already saved $25.25.
Okay, so how does it save that money? Because it goes to find the cheapest item?
It tells you what's on sale.
Oh, okay.
And some of them are 25% off. Some of them, I've never been a couponer. My mother was an extreme couponer.
Yeah.
She would go to 3 different grocery stores if they have double and triple coupons. Save a lot of money when you're feeding a family.
So Target has their own coupon system.
Yes.
If you go on their app.
The Cartwheel. And I love sharing this with people because it saves so much money.
Does Ralph's and Pavilions have
Sprouts
that?
does now.
Okay.
So I'm assuming they're all, and it's not just clipless coupons because those are on there too. You know, like you can get them online. People used to do them that way. But if you type in, like in the Sprouts one, what's on sale in the frozen, it all comes up. You just add it to your cart, add it to your cart, add it to your cart. You check out. They just scan one thing and it all gets taken off.
Wait a minute. They scan your phone.
They scan
and
your
it
phone.
pays for everything?
And it takes off all of the coupons that you put in your basket.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
really, really cool. Like that barcode that I'm showing you at Sprouts.
Yeah.
If you put everything in here in
Right.
your mobile coupons, there's 2 that are in there. It'll take them right off.
I see. So you don't have to clip them yourself.
Correct.
Right.
And the things that you didn't know that were on sale because you don't read the circulars the way they did in 1972.
Right.
They're all in there. You just look it up. And you go, oh my God, Boom Chicka Pop, which is Lily's favorite popcorn, is on sale. It's 25% off. I'm buying 3.
Wow.
You know what I mean? You stock up.
And this is not even a paid advertisement.
It's not.
Either.
The woman in front of me listen, she still spent $300 and something. She saved $86 on that Cartwheel thing. And I went, what's that? I downloaded it and never used it. And when I downloaded it and started messing around with it, I was like, oh my God, for somebody who feeds a family of 4, they have organics there too at Target. You just have to know what you're shopping for and what you want.
They have food at Target?
They do. They have a whole food section. Frozen foods. I wouldn't buy meats at Target, but they do have organic beef if you eat that stuff and organic fruits and veg. It's there.
I'm assuming all stores must have this now.
If they don't have it, they're going to start having it because I know for sure Sprouts does and Target does.
Wow.
It's a really great system.
It would help me if I friggin' hate the grocery store. George, actually, my ability to go into a grocery store now is all because of George, because I never went in there before I met George. I would go in there for a 2-liter bottle of Coke and cigarettes.
I am telling you, I hate it more than life itself.
You still do?
Still do.
Yeah.
As a mother, if I let my husband do it, and this sounds terrible because my husband's brilliant, if I don't send him exact brands, exact pictures of the labels, he's going to come up with his own shit.
Oh.
And then he's going to get it home and I'm going to be like, that's not what I'm used to cooking with or what I need.
Yeah.
It'll be similar, but not exactly. So I do it.
Well, normally I would not be in the grocery store last night like I was.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't usually grocery.
I'm usually there at 4 o'clock in the morning when I wake up.
So that's smart. Do they have, like in London, I know Tesco, the big grocery store, delivers.
Yeah.
So
they
my
all
friend,
do now.
Do they?
Yeah.
So why don't you
Amazon
just do that?
does it. Well, because I when I go in the morning, I'm going for fresh squeezed juice, some cream for my coffee.
Right.
And it's I don't mind going so much at 4 o'clock in the morning because, of course, in America, for people that
Nobody's
we
around.
get 24-hour.
What's open at 4 a.m.?
Gay pavilions over there in West Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah. No, it's great.
I love pavilions. I love not Wegmans. What's the other one we have here? The nice one, not pavilions.
Oh, Gelson's.
Yes, I love Gelson's.
Yeah.
And Gelson's has great pre-made foods too. So if you need something quick, they have a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Standard.
Well, the whole thing of people being civil is a big pet peeve of mine. It's not even a pet peeve. It is the downfall of our culture. Once people are no longer civil, then we don't have a society anymore.
There's a lot of other societies. Listen, we allegedly are the home of the free, land of the free, home of the brave, and proud to be Americans, right?
Yes, I certainly am.
I said allegedly because it seems like things are changing, but we're going to fight to not let them change. But with that said, when you go to other countries, things do exist that don't exist here, like common decency. Mm-hmm. In England, they're much more polite than they are here. In Japan, even, I remember.
I don't know.
No, that's what I'm telling you. Yeah. Australia, I'm blessed that I've been able to travel through my singing career and through this show. And you see it, but you don't realize it until you're somewhere else where if you get into that confrontation in London, somebody go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Mm-hmm. I didn't mean it. Like they don't ever want to say anything that's going to upset you, which is a downfall in certain instances over there too, where people not speaking up and things like that. But they're so polite and so worried about what you're thinking. In our country, it seems, and it's not everybody, we're generalizing here, but we see a a big uptick of I'm in this for me. I am looking out for me, and you don't matter. I don't give a shit that you're trying to get through this aisle.
Yeah.
My card is there. Don't fucking touch it.
Right.
There's a lot of that, and it comes from anger, and I don't know why everybody's so angry.
I don't know if it comes from anger. I think it comes from just being so narcissistic that they're not even considering
so they're just
that
thinking,
anyone else even exists.
I've caught myself out there doing that once or twice where I'll get a text or something and I'll stop in the thing and somebody like going, excuse me, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even believe I'm that girl.
Yeah.
So now I pull to the side.
Well, because when someone, if I have to honk to get you to go through the green light, it's like,
they're looking at their phone.
They're looking at their phone.
And you should not be doing that.
Your job here is to drive a 2-ton vehicle with the rest of us.
We're talking about weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah,
You're driving it.
It's not about your Facebook update or your tweet saying, what's up? Or I got on the plane. It's like, bitch, I know you got on the plane.
Your check-in.
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay, so enough of that. Now back to some happy things. We got the B-52s coming up.
Oh, my God, what a segue.
Right after this.
Thinking about weapon of mass destruction.
Squarespace is making it easy for everybody to make their own website.
I love it.
So many gorgeous websites. And if a lot of our listeners will write in at RuPaulPodcast@gmail.com to share their websites with us.
Mostly because we beg them.
Well, we do beg them, but I really enjoy seeing them because it gives us an idea of who's listening. And, we're a perfect match for Squarespace because it's made for creative people to do what they do best.
Creative and different thinking, different minded.
Absolutely. And their templates couldn't be easier to create these websites. It's the drag and drop system is enormously, hugely big. And so you got a letter there from someone.
I got from Joshua. It says, hi, Rue and Michelle, my fellow Jersey girl. Oh, holla.
Hey.
My name is Josh. I've been listening to What's the Tea since its birth, right out of your creative JJ's. I hear you guys talk about Squarespace an awful lot, and I figured that it would help me start my own blog. Through Squarespace, I use the drag and death dropping platform to create a blog. I mean, we already know that we love Joshua.
Yes.
To create a blog that I'm happy to call my own. I discuss everything from my own personal issues to makeup, movies, LGBT issues, and drag. It's called thatmillennial.squarespace.com. That's right, that millennial. I am that millennial that speaks their mind and has no problem giving my opinion on the many issues of today. If you want to read about my life and also hear my whiny, crybaby, left-winged opinion, then look no further than thatmillennial.squarespace.com. I love you both so much. I can't wait to see you at DragCon. P.S. You could do a free trial of Squarespace with no credit card required using the offer code RU to get 10% off your first monthly payment. With love, Josh.
I love that you put that
Josh.
in there.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
And I'm a whiny, crybaby, left-wing person too, baby.
Well, Josh, this Squarespace is made just for you, baby. You said it in your email. It could not be easier. And when you're ready to commit to a plan, just use that offer code RU for 10% off. Okay, we've got our special guest. The B-52s are here. Now, before we start, Michelle's got to get out of her system.
I'm just a fangirl.
That she's going to fangirl for a minute. Michelle, are you ready to fangirl?
Listen, here's the thing.
Okay.
When I was a young misfit girl who didn't have a way or a place or anywhere to go or anybody who understood, I somehow connected with the punk rock scene. And I was in central New Jersey where nobody understood it. And before I got to the British punk rock and the Sex Pistols and all that, B-52s was my catalyst.
But they're more new wave.
I know.
Yeah.
It started everything.
Punk.
It absolutely. And Rock Lobster and Private Idaho, those two albums back to back, the B-52s, and then what was the second one?
Wild Planet.
Wild Planet. Those two albums were so key to me in my childhood and letting me express myself, which the Go-Go's were too. And those were two main groups in my youth that made me go, it's okay to be weird and different and not care what anybody thinks about me. So thank you for that, being able to identify with that.
Yeah. And that's so beautiful to hear that because we didn't start out to, empower people. We just started out to amuse ourselves and be a party band and dance. Yeah. And over the years, we've heard so many people say that, like, you helped me get through life, through high school, through,
it's true.
Oh my God, it's just so great to hear now.
It is great to hear. Of course, we're talking to the B-52s, Kate Pierson, Fred, and Cindy Wilson. You guys have been together for a long time. When you started,
be 40. Actually, when we first jammed is November of this year, and it's the 40th year that we got together.
40 years ago in
jammed.
college.
No, I dropped out.
Right.
Well, I already graduated.
Oh,
When I was a teen.
No, we
right.
we all went to Halloween together.
Yeah.
And we wound up going to Hunan's Chinese restaurant. We shared one drink because we couldn't afford food.
A flaming
And
volcano.
we went to a friend's house and jammed, and it was 40 years ago in November.
So now you're saying you guys bought one drink because it was one of those where at the bar where you
Flaming
go and you
volcano.
A giant ceramic tub of
Volcano.
rum drink.
It was
of
a
rum drink, and they had food. They had a buffet there.
We couldn't afford the
food.
Oh.
They had what is that stuffed sterno in the top.
Right.
It's
Right.
very exotic.
But
Yeah.
We thought, oh, yeah, this is magic. And it was kind of magic.
It was.
Because after that, is when we just released our, creative juices.
Wow. And so and that was
I
in
was
Athens,
living in
Georgia.
Atlanta, and I decided
This was in Athens.
This was
but I
in
was living in
Athens.
Atlanta. But after we did that, I said I'm moving back to Athens.
Yeah, because you had already graduated. Because you're from New Jersey.
Yeah, I graduated high school. Yeah.
Did you graduate in Nutley?
No. I went to Shore
He's a
Regional.
nut,
I
though.
hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to my reunion and I wound up loving everybody because I'm on antidepressants.
Well, of course. But why were you in Georgia, Fred?
To get out of New Jersey.
Just to.
Well, you said you were a misfit. I was too.
Yeah, but you went to Georgia.
Well, I wanted to be a conservationist, and instead I took wildlife management, but now I manage different wildlife.
at the University of Georgia.
Yes.
They have a good.
I could tell you all about soil
Right.
science.
I see. And so now, Cindy, were you in college there also?
No, actually, I was I was working as a waitress in a luncheonette. I was about 19 or 20 when we started, and it just took off, and I never looked back. I didn't go back to school or anything.
The Whirly Q lunchette.
Yeah. So now, Kate. Now, how much time passed before Rock Lobster was a huge hit? So, how much time were you all together before all of that happened and took off?
Well, I sort of drifted down after I graduated from college. I went around and hitchhiked through Europe and stayed about 2 years, where I met my future ex-husband, Brian Cocaine.
She was Kathy Cocaine.
Yeah, Kathy Cocaine.
Kathy Cocaine.
Cokaine. He was from Manchester, England.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love the
Manchester
North.
Goat. I'm mad for it.
That's the shittiest accent I've ever heard. Stick with Australia. Stick with Australia.
Yeah.
So you had graduated from college, then you went on a journey around
Exactly.
Europe, and then you went back to Athens.
And then I went to back to New Jersey with Brian Cocaine, and a friend of mine. Anyway, we wound up going with a bunch of people to Georgia because they were going to hike the Appalachian Trail, and that's how I got to Athens.
I see.
So they sort of dropped me off in Athens, and one of them said, "Oh, my brother can give Brian a job," and we got a house that was $15 a month. It was the Love Shack. It was in the middle of a field.
It's
No
true.
running water, no heat.
It was one of the love shacks.
Yes,
I mean, it was like the
several.
Love Shack.
No
Yeah.
running water. What was that like?
It was great. Actually, I had a great well, and I used to go to the well and pour really cold water over my head when it was hot. And
And did you consider yourself a hippie?
Yes.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was a hippie.
And she
We
would
were
make
freaks.
Great, yeah, it was the word was freaks.
Yeah. No, I understand it very well. So
I had goats.
So because of
And
course
Black Widows in the outhouse.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because the folklore of the B-52s is there's the urban legend, and then there's what you guys are telling me now. Is that the urban legend is that you guys were a bunch of students at the University of Georgia, and you got together and jammed, and all of a sudden you took off, and the rest is history.
Well, it's kind of true that
Well,
we
I went to
jammed.
school there, but I dropped out and stayed.
Right.
And Ricky took some classes there too.
Ricky's your brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he actually went to college in Germany too for a little while for language.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
went to, German.
He learned how to play guitar on watching public television.
Yeah. Well,
The good old days.
Georgia has
He built his own style and everything.
amazing. So what was the first thing that happened? So you guys you called yourselves a band, and how did you get your record deal?
Well, we put out Danny Beard, who has Wax and
DB
Vax.
Records, right?
Yeah, DB Records.
He
we
put
were
out our
number one.
first single, and it turned out to be one of the best-selling independent singles of that year. Of course, we didn't see any money, but
yeah.
you know,
all to get our
and
name
it made us
out.
big. It made us huge in Australia when we finally put out the album and went to Australia, and they treated us like we were superstars.
Yeah.
And we're like still playing dinky clubs in America.
I remember when we played Hurrahs in New York. And we knew something was starting to change with our popularity when we looked out the window. It was right after sound check, and there was starting to be a line.
Wow.
And I remember Ricky said, "Who are those people out there? What are they doing out there?"
Yeah.
Someone said, "That's for us." That line.
That's the Rock Lobster that's on YouTube.
I see.
The live one.
Oh, was done at Hurrahs.
Yeah.
Where was it? Was it on 14th Street? Where was Hurrahs?
No, it was in the 50s.
Was it?
Yeah, I think.
So DB Records put out Rock Lobster. It got some heat, and then Warner Brothers called.
Well, we had record companies.
By a lot of different.
Yeah, they were coming down like Virgin Records. They came down to Athens, and Sire Records.
We just thought, wow, free meals,
free dinner.
Yeah.
And we had a manager who was a friend, and her name was Maureen, and she got a hold of a couple of record contract proposals, and she said, "Yo, I don't know what to do." So we thought maybe we should get another manager, and we played in New York, and Talking Heads kind of took us under their wing, and Tina and Chris, and and wanted us to meet their manager, so we did.
Unfortunately.
Anyway, the rest is kind of history. It was, everything took off, and he signed us to Warner Brothers, and also Chris Blackwell.
Chris Blackwell, that's right. Island Records.
Yeah, we recorded. I was washing pots and pans at the El Dorado one week and going down to the Bahamas the next.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was the producer, and he was, one of the record companies were signed for Europe and part of the world, and on Island, and Warner Brothers for the United States and most of the world.
Canada and South America.
Yeah.
So, we went to the Bahamas and recorded, and we started a huge tour.
We did 3 weeks.
A giant
in
tour.
3 weeks.
Wow.
What's
for
funny?
$30,000.
Oh my God.
I know we should have just couldn't finance it ourselves.
Yeah.
We had 30 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because, I was living in Atlanta at the time, and because of your success, Atlanta became this hub. Well, aside from, Athens, we knew Athens, but nobody was going to college. So all of these kids from the southeastern part of the United States all flocked on Atlanta to become the next B-52s. And it created this whole art scene. Well, Atlanta had always had this, eccentrics and this sort of, the South is full of eccentrics,
Yes.
But Atlanta, the Midtown area, we thought, well, we're going to be the next B-52s.
I love that.
But I remember seeing you, Wee Pole, and your backup singers, the U-Haul.
The U-Haul. RuPaul and the U-Haul.
Oh, man, you were amazing. You made a big impression on us.
And here we are all these years later. It's crazy.
It's really wonderful.
It's crazy. Now,
I met you on the bus.
That's
the 14th
right.
Street
The
bus
Cross
with
Street
Bunny
bus.
and Lahoma.
Yeah.
Well, that's a motley crew. No, I love that.
I still catch that 14th Street
Me
bus
too.
all the time. It's the best way to get across town.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so the band, there were 5 of you. It was Keith Strickland, Ricky Wilson, Cindy Wilson, Fred Schneider, and Kate Pierson.
Correct.
Were there any other members along the way before?
We had an opening act, Phyllis, who did a drill routine to These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Nice.
And she would come with us. Cindy and Ricky's parents had a station wagon named Croton. We loaded everything in that, including our manager and Phyllis, the amazing Phyllis. And CBGB's had never seen anything like that.
Now, what about the look, though, with the wigs and the costumes and stuff? Where did that come from?
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying we kind of copied it from, the culture going around us in the South. you know, and just kind of having good fun with bouffants and
cheap clothes. I mean, we
Yeah.
weren't
and
setting.
stores. That's when you could find 1940s out.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we couldn't afford anything, so we went to thrift stores. And I remember Fred and I fighting over this wig that was a box, just a wig box. And we were tugging at that wig.
Pants for 50 cents, shirts were a quarter, and I had my look was a seersucker suit and a wife beater and a broken cigarette. that I went to Halloween as, and that became my look for a while.
Can never go wrong with seersucker.
No, you can't go wrong with that.
But we were really inspired by Fellini, and also when Diana Vreeland was editor of Vogue, and Keith Strickland too. Was very inspired by that look, and he was the one that came up with the name B-52s because he had sort of a waking dream of this group. They were playing. They had beehives, and they were all playing the organ, and someone whispered, "Who's that?" And then he heard this voice say, "It's the B-52s."
Wow.
So we decided that's the name.
Kind of mystical.
It is. It's great. Now, when you start out something like that, at what point in these 40 years, at what point did you say to yourself, oh my God, I'm going to be stuck with these people for the rest of my life?
Well, we've been saying that.
Yeah. Who else would you want to be stuck with?
Exactly.
But remember the other night I was looking across stage. We were, I guess, where were we?
Pacific Coast
in Orange
Amphitheater.
County.
Yeah.
And then I started, I got outside of, doing the show. I was saying, I've known these people for 40 years.
Yeah.
And you see the gold in their souls.
Yeah.
And the eccentricities
Yeah.
too,
Oh yeah, we know them well.
But you push through them and you all get along, and it's so beautiful to see, because think about all the groups and all the people that have just fallen apart.
Well, we've always shared everything equally. We share writing credits, money,
we
credits.
wrote
Clothes.
I love that.
Clothes. Well, I didn't share. Well, I did have a wig, but I had to get rid of it.
It was a kind of cooperative, definitely.
Yeah.
But we did jam. We all jammed.
We write together, which is very unusual for I don't know any other group that writes
together. But also we had friends write songs for us too.
Right.
And sometimes we would do harmonies or vocal melodies.
Yeah. Or morning shows if we were stuck with an idea. We did the Mary Shirley morning show.
What city was that?
Well, we made it up. We had celebrity guests, which was us, and
that is it's crazy. Now, obviously, that explosion happened in. I'm going to say explosion because think of the Now Explosion, which was the group that really emulated the sort of the format of the B-52s. But when you travel around the world, yes, a little naughtier. But when you travel around the world, did that same kind of thing happen in other cities that you know of? Because of the B-52s, were there other pockets around the country that decided, we're going to do a band like that too?
Akron, Ohio.
Akron is a big rock city.
Yeah. And I think that whole punk thing, like Cindy was saying, there was a synchronicity to it, like a thrift store look, because people said, we invented that. But I think it was happening. It was in the air and the, zeitgeist. Is that the right word?
We might have invented because they said we had thrift store chic, and we're like,
chic.
We just have thrift store chic clothes.
Yeah.
Then finally we had clothes made and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we went to designer clothes.
They called us the tacky little dance band.
But that was what was so great about it. And then the other bands that started to come over, because I was an 80s kid and living in central New Jersey, we didn't have that. So going to thrift stores was very hard to find, by the way, where I grew up. And then I got into like Madness and these other not punk rock, but new wave band that opened. They were the catalyst and the, gateway drug to punk rock. Right. So I'd have to go, like I lived in a certain town, I'd have to go 4 or 5 towns over just to find a thrift shop to get like a trench coat to put all my pins on and things like that.
We're going to take a quick break, but I just want to quickly ask about that Japanese group called the Plastics.
Oh,
yes. They were a B-52 inspired band.
I'm still in touch with them.
Really?
And I think they're having an anniversary this year too.
Yeah.
Or they did.
Yeah, they started the same time we did. They toured with us.
Are they Japanese? Are they Japanese?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still in touch with them.
Really?
Yeah,
wow. Okay, we're going to take a real quick break, and I'm going to let you guys have your lunch, but we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with the B-52s.
Woohoo.
Michelle, everybody needs a little extra money, and that's where Lyft, the ride-sharing app, comes into play. You can be your own boss, pick up your own hours, and earn up to $1,500 a week driving your own car.
Now, listen to this. Unlike other ride-share apps,
I know who you're talking about.
What she's talking about. Lyft with a Y has a tip button in the app, so users can actually tip with the Lyft. And by the way, when you tip drivers that drive with Lyft, they get to keep 100%.
How many percent?
100%. of the tips. With Lyft, you don't wait for paychecks. With Express Pay, once you have over $35 in your account, you can cash out at any time.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, me too. I love cashing out. And Lyft hasn't used political protests as an opportunity to surge prices and profit, whereas Lyft decided as a company to donate more than $1 million to the ACLU.
Now, I really like the sound of that.
That's what I'm talking about. And we have a special offer for you. Sign up today at Lyft.com. That's LYFT.com/Rue. And you'll get a $500 new driver bonus after you complete 100 rides within 30 days, which is super, super easy.
And I just love that any company that is politically minded, that has a good heart. Lyft is a fantastic company to work for. I just think this is great.
I think we found a part-time gig.
I think so.
Screw the clubs. I can just drive Lyft. $500 new driver bonus after you complete 100 rides within 30 days. I'm in. So go right now to Lyft.com/Rue and start driving today. Because Rock Lobster was 79, wasn't?
78 it came out.
78.
The Independent, and then we signed to Warner's in 79.
Did you re-record? We're talking the B-52s.
Yeah, we re-recorded
You
it.
re-recorded it.
Pretty much live, and then added. We recorded live in the studio, and then maybe, add things on that needed to be added.
We didn't really do a lot of overdubs in it.
Yeah. Did for the original, is the original 45 or whatever it was, is that like really
valuable.
valuable?
It was like $400.
Wow.
Wow. Now, did Warner Brothers have to buy, or Island have to buy Danny Beard out?
Yes, but luckily he did get bought out, but he was very cheap. I mean, he didn't want to gouge us.
Right.
One of the few people, really was
Well, I don't think
fair
we
and
signed
square.
to him. I don't think we signed anything.
Well, he sold the
sold
rights
yeah.
to that,
Right.
but he didn't charge much, and he's just fair and square. He, remember him stuffing the records into the sleeves and sending them to Bleecker Bob in New York.
Oh my God.
Bleecker Slaw.
And he said he didn't get them, and we said, he didn't pay us because he never got the records. And we went up to New York, and there he had them all in the window.
Oh my
single.
goodness.
He did that with every band. He would have them send records and then just steal them and
Yeah. It's
We
funny.
called him Bleecker Slob.
Well, you get in the business, and you first of all, nobody can tell you of all the sort of schemes that people will run on. You have to
we've
learn them the
been
hard
ripped
way.
off.
Oh, yeah.
It's the music
A lot.
business.
Just
Yeah.
the way it is.
It's a business.
No
It is a
comment.
business, and it's so different now. Now, what would you
It is
tell
different.
some kids in Athens or wherever? What would you tell them now if they were getting into the business? What?
Become a YouTube sensation.
Yeah, that would be the only way, right?
And
it's a
perform.
different
You have to
game.
perform
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
people don't buy. They download everything for free.
Right.
Yeah.
As soon as you put a record out, it's download. So you really have to perform and work on your act.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to have a good live act,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll you can make a living.
Or
off
rich
of
parents.
Yeah. Now, of course, and we talked about the Love Shack video. Love Shack was a pivotal point for the B-52s,
And
because
for you too.
and for me too. But the lineup had changed. It was like almost like a comeback because
It was
you
a
guys
comeback.
changed to Reprise Records at that point.
Well, actually, Keith. What changed was Keith went to guitar.
Yeah,
And we had a touring band
right.
with a
After
bass
Ricky
player and
passed.
all
Yes,
that.
yeah.
We got the lineup like that for backing going on tour and
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean,
Right.
Ricky died in 85, and after that, we didn't know if we could go on.
Yeah.
And then there was some time passed, and then Keith Strickland said, gosh, I have the inspiration to write some music, and he became the one that wrote all the instrumentation.
Right.
And then we would jam on
we would
jam on the lyrics and melodies and harmonies and
We'd
stuff.
all arrange and
Yeah.
And
yeah.
a lot of that,
such a healing thing.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And to spend time together
Yeah.
and to be creative, and I swear to God, I felt Ricky was there.
Yeah.
It did conjure back
Yeah.
his spirit, and a lot of those songs have to do with that time in Athens when we started,
It
like
was
Deadbeat
nostalgia.
Club.
Deadbeat Club,
Yeah.
right, in Rome and all
Yeah.
that, yeah. It's interesting because I don't remember how I got involved in the Love Shack video. I don't know if it was Danilo who called me.
probably
Or-
Danilo because they had a
Probably.
call and
Yeah.
remember you sitting there reading Vogue all the time.
Yeah, well, it's funny because we had worked that night, Lahoma and me, or I don't know who was up there with us.
Was
because
Lahoma in it too?
I don't remember because she was in the Channel Z video.
Right.
She's in the Channel Z video, which came first. That was the first single.
Yeah.
And then I'd been up in the club all night long. So of course we had to take a bus up to Poughkeepsie. Was it Poughkeepsie?
Highland.
It was Highland, New York.
The bus probably went to Poughkeepsie. Maybe.
I think it was Poughkeepsie, and then we picked. Somebody picked y'all up.
Yeah. Well, the long story long is that of course I had been up all night long because I couldn't get up early enough to catch a bus up to Poughkeepsie. So we all night long party. The clothes I'm wearing are probably the clothes I was partying in.
Perfect.
You know, and then we went up and did this video all day long, and hearing the song over and over, I knew it was a hit. Did you guys know the song was going to be such a hit?
I thought it was. I thought it was our best song.
It was a good time.
I mean, our most commercial song.
I thought it was a hit.
And radio wouldn't touch it except for alternative in college. The record company didn't get it.
Yeah.
Major radios thought it was too weird.
What turned around? What changed?
I remember playing it for.
I went around, instead of doing sound check, I went around begging radio stations, and they go, as long as we can play Rock Lobster. And I go, yeah, sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I remember playing it in the studio. REM came to see us in the studio, and they said, oh my God, it's a hit. So I kind of felt like that's really, we got the magic for that song.
Yes. And the other change up was Don was involved.
And Nile Rodgers.
Because Nile Rodgers did Rome.
Yeah, and Nile did, Don did Love Shack and some others. Yeah, it's half and half.
Yeah. Now, who put you guys with these different producers? Because that was different for you.
We interviewed a few people. I remember going out to eat with Todd Rundgren.
Really?
Larry Blackman.
That was a possible candidate.
Really?
Wow.
We met with Larry Blackman from
Cameo.
Cameo. And I remember he said, well, yeah, I really want to produce you, and I have a song that I want you to do, a song I wrote that I want you to put on your record. And it was after Ricky had died, and his song was called I'm Dead.
Oh my God.
I mean, I love Larry Blackman. I love Cameo.
Another Atlanta person.
It was just, actually, we consulted this psychic who's a mother of a friend of mine, and she said the spirit guides love whoever this Nile is, because she lives in Maine. She had no idea. And she said the spirit guides love Nile, and they love this Don too.
Wow.
So we liked them. I mean, Nile is just like
he's
my God.
Don
just
is too,
wonderful.
So.
Good man.
And because of the timing, we used both of them. So it just, and also for good stuff. So it worked out amazingly.
Just
and
amazing.
They gave us so many good ideas. You got to get the money shot, and that was the chorus and all.
Yeah.
True.
Now, when you look back on these 40 years, life, it's like life plays back in these little gifts, these little 2 or 3 second moments. When you look back at the 40 years, what are those moments for each of you? I'll ask each of you that question. Do you have like those little gifts they show on the computer? What are those moments for you in these 40 years? You want to go, Fred?
Well, hearing Rock Lobster on the boardwalk in Asbury Park made me feel like, wow, we've made it.
Well, the Asbury is the sweetest of all the berries.
It is.
Yeah.
And
thank you for that, Michelle.
You're welcome. I got you.
I asked the police. We did Earth Day in 1990, I think it was.
Earth Day was really the biggest for me.
It was like 1 million people. I asked the police.
Earth Day went 1990?
Yeah.
You've already done it, but 1 million people.
It was in Central Park?
Yeah, well, I asked the policeman because he could gauge a crowd.
Yeah.
And other people say, oh, no, it's not. It's 500,000. Like, no, it's 1 million.
But you just said that was 1990. To me, you were superstars way before that.
Well,
and it's
a lot
interesting
of people
for
didn't
you.
know our old stuff. Like, we had a whole new generation.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it was like Fred said, one day working, milking my goats in, Athens, Georgia, and then going to the Bahamas, in this recording studio, just amazing recording studio. And then flash forward, when Ricky died, that was such a horrible, just devastating time. And then flash forward, we're doing Love Shack, and you're in the video. You ruled that video. You organized everybody, got the dance line going.
Well, what they wanted, they asked if anybody knew how to do. There was a Soul Train line was supposed to happen. Yeah. I think it started, and I was like, no. This is how it works. You have to do 2 wheels to where people from that end come back to this end and come around. And I said, and that's how you do it.
That's what we did in Athens.
Yeah.
Of the Soul Train line.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you snap your fingers and you got everyone in the line.
We got
You
it going. We got
yeah.
Who directed that video?
Oh.
Because I know that, was it Marcus and Spell did Good Stuff? Because I'm
Right,
in the
right.
Good Stuff video.
That was crazy.
In fact,
So was
they
Bunny.
had this jib in the Good Stuff video where it was so much stuff going. It's like, talk about Fellini. At one point, the jib, which is flying around in the ceiling area, came and pretty much hit me in the head, almost knocked my wig off.
That's what happens when you're 7 feet tall.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. But that's Marcus and Spell, or was that Marcus the other one?
Maybe
have
we'll
to
have
do
to
Google.
Google.
Yes.
We'll have to do the
Adam
Google.
Bernstein.
No,
directed
Thank
it's
you.
Adam
Thank
Bernstein.
you. You're
he
right.
did Love Shack, but it was some big top director for Good Stuff. I think it's Marcus Nispel.
He was German because I remember he kept blowing this whistle and going.
We have to do a foam party.
Yeah, there was foam. There was everything going in the Good Stuff video.
You know what happened after that video? Because everyone was encased in foam, and all these extras and all our friends were in it. And a friend of mine, after he got in the foam, his balls peeled.
Oh my god! Don't you just Michelle?
I hate when that
Michelle
happens.
that happens to
I
Michelle
hate it.
all the
I
time.
always say to my husband, "You're making my balls peel." Stop.
So, what are you guys doing to commemorate the 40th anniversary of the B-52s?
Valentine's Day next year, and
We'll be in
We better plan something. Oh,
we'll be in Australia.
Oh, that's
wow.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Australia.
Oh, I love it. Too.
Where you're touring the
I
whole.
think we might be in
country?
New Zealand actually.
Well, we're
Enjoy
doing
that.
New Zealand, and we're doing Australia first, then New Zealand.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but we got to come up with something.
Yeah, we better plan something big.
Because is it a greatest hits storyline, or is it a they're coming for us and we're gonna let you guys go? Is there a greatest hits thing? You guys have done one before.
We do all different songs. You know, we like to change the setup and have fun with it.
Well, we have a live DVD.
Yeah.
The Wild Crowd.
And where do you find that? Where can I find that?
Online now.
Just
or-
at b52s.com?
and finer record stores everywhere.
Of course, if you could
The
find
one that
one.
exists.
iTunes.
Yeah.
And we have a live album out that just came out on CD called Live 1979. It's a show we did that they
It's a CD.
happened to find.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was, It was
wow.
released on Record Store Day, so there's a vinyl 3,000 limited edition.
And vinyl's
excellent.
back, you
It
know?
is.
Vinyl is
Oh,
back.
yeah.
So you can
have
find
to
this
have
stuff
vinyl.
at b52s.com. Is that
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, iTunes is probably a better bet.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
Thank you.
entertaining us all these years and inspiring so many kids to come
Absolutely.
after you and to do their own thing. I'm sure it's still happening.
Oh, it is.
See,
We
lots
meet
of
people
young
all the
people,
time.
yeah.
But yeah.
It's okay to be different, and it's okay to be creative, and
Yeah, we get thanked all the
have
time.
fun.
I
And we're
love
like,
it.
You deserve
wow,
it.
that's great.
I
deserve
love it.
Especially when you go to the middle America, it's like, eee.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We'll see lots of little kids, lots of kids now in the audience and not looking bored. You know, they
No.
know the
Yeah.
words and they're dancing. So, you know,
It's good
they're
stuff.
working
It never
so-
gets old.
Yeah,
It's
they're the ones
amazing.
that
I
get
lo-
drumsticks too, not the ones with their cell phone just standing there.
Yes, exactly.
That's the new way to watch a concert, you know?
Exactly. Kate Pierson, Fred Schneider, Cindy Wilson, thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Rue.
And,
You were the
Sing.
I'll
best.
forever a fan.
Yeah.
Forever.
Amazing.
We're
Us too.
fans of yours.
And how many Oscars did you get for Star Booty?
Go ahead, tell
It
them.
may be Oscar Mayer hot dogs.
That's one of my favorite movies.
I love
You
it.
have good taste.
yes, that's our kind of movie.
All right, that was fun.
So fun.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye, baby. Bye.
Bye.
Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes.
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Eh?